Hey everybody, Brian again. This is part 3 of the Ambient August recap for 2024. And just have a couple more albums to go. If you haven't checked out, part 1 and part 2 are the only other videos currently on my YouTube channel right now. So check those out first. Follow along with the list I posted. Search hashtag Ambient August on Twitter or X. And these are going to be albums from August 26th to the 31st of August. I talk about these a little bit, and then at the end of the video, I am going to discuss plans moving forward with other months relating to genres, as well as maybe some things I forgot to mention, or some honorary mentions. So, 26, we have Sovetskaya Gone, Smiling Skies off the backs of airplanes. This is a really cool release because it flirts with like 3 styles on each of its 3 tracks. So it has a very Berlin School crowdy influence, but also has some like noisy elements, but definitely not enough noise for it to be considered a noise album. And then randomly in the second track, it's like these proto footwork juke drums kind of come out, and they're like buried under the lo-fi tapiness, but it's this really catchy kind of like drum sequence, and I always like that part of the album whenever that part comes up, because I'm just like, whoa, because typically I'm not the biggest fan of percussion in ambient music unless it's done right. One key thing is the last Emerald album that came out. I forgot which one that one's called. I didn't like it because it used a lot of drums and it just didn't fit their sound. You know, I was so used to the earlier stuff, it was a little bit more noisy, or when they did Does It Look Like I'm Here, and that sounded basically like a derelict German space station. Anyway, so I really like. There's a lot of really cool arpeggios in the last track as well. So this is an underrated release. Not well known, really. Was very surprised to find this on YouTube. If you can find anything else by them, A, good luck, and B, it's pretty good. Next, we have Marble Sky, which I alluded to in the first video. It's a Jeff Wishters project, who has done work under the aliases of Impregnable, Renee Hell, Secret Abuse, which is something I left off in one of the other videos. And it's just cool to see Jeff do like this noisy stuff, but then also do Marble Sky with just some of the most beautiful ambient. Anything you can find under the Marble Sky alias is really good. And I also really like, the Renee Hell OPN split is really good, and the Impregnable stuff is really good. I just like Jeff as like a musician in general. I met the guy after a Renee Hell in South by Southwest in like 07, I think, or 08. And we were talking about like I think like Sonora came up, and he's like, yeah, Stallone's da 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 da. So like we were speaking about him, and he was a little upset about with like the sound that was happening at Red 7 in Austin, which I don't know if that's a venue anymore, but really stand-up guy. I was the only person that wanted to talk to him. I don't think anyone really knew who he was. I think people wanted to see, like, were much more interested in seeing No Age perform, which makes sense for the time. I mean, No Age in 07 with Nouns was a really good album. I'm making up for the lack of albums I have to discuss by just going on, like, random tangents and stories, so hope that's okay. I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. So next we have an album by Everyday Loneliness, dude by the name of John Borges. He is cool. He also records under Pedestrian Deposit, and he started the label Monorail Trespassing. Great label. Check them out. Check out that label. This album's called False Validations. Came out in 2015. You may also know him as Emaciator. He's done noise. He's done electroacoustic stuff. Dude started out in the late 90s. He's been around. So definitely check this out. The everyday loneliness stuff is ambient to dark ambient, anywhere in between there. It's good stuff. I just picked this one because it was my favorite. Next we have a really weird pick, and I was also surprised this was on YouTube, but Cocytus, I'm hoping I'm saying this correctly, or Cocytus, Cocytus, and the album title is, I'm just gonna spell it because I don't think it forms a word. DTXENIOUTHA. That could be like anything, a disease, a pill. I have no idea. But anyway, the bizarre thing about it is it's a really good dark ambient album. It has some samples in it, so if you like vocal samples and like field recordings, go nuts. It's a Chinese guy who moved to Australia, released this release, and then appeared on a comp, and then disappeared off the face of the planet, and no one has any information. So, very hard to find, very hashtag rare. I don't know. This isn't me trying to flex my ambient knowledge cred. But I guess I just did. Number 30, Tricorn and Q, another Jeffrey Aston project, split with Kane Poor, also known as Populin. If you like field recordings, lo-fi, melancholy, Tricorn and Q's Continual Passage came out in 2008. Give it a shot. All of Tricorn and Q's stuff is great, as well as, like I said in part one, Jeffrey Aston's stuff is amazing. There are more than 30 ambient artists, so it'd be really weird if someone got up in arms saying there's 2 Jeffrey Aston projects on Ambient August. He's also Ziffiday, which I posted day 3 or 4. So anyone who says that is kind of weird. Just saying. Wink. The last album I posted is from a German group called Telekom. This is another mysterious group. 2 German folks, and I think they have their own projects or something like that. They came together, recorded this industrial dark ambient release in 1994. It's solid. It's definitely the most industrial leaning album that I've put on the list, and it's the finale. And I decided to pick something kind of based off the name, actually, like Renaissance. Like it's the last one, Ambient August. Let's go, final one. So that's a recap of all of the albums I picked for this month. Hope you found something interesting or are going to look for interesting things based on what I've been talking about. And now I'm going to take my time to talk about future plans, and also maybe some things I forgot, and also mentions that were left out. So I guess there's so many tapes I could have put on here. A lot of them aren't being on YouTube or anything like that. But I mean, I would have liked to put, I'll just fire off some names. Chapels, maybe, if I could repost probably more Ziffiday tapes, more Jeffrey Aston stuff. 56K, White Prism, Earth Station, um, um, Betai Soyer. There's a couple. Um, and if anyone wants more stuff or just wants just ambient in general, leave a comment on YouTube or private message me on Twitter and I can send you stuff. Um, all the albums I posted, I have MP3s of. So, um, just let me know if you want some more, or if you say, hey, I like this album, you got anything similar? I'll see what I can cook up. No skin off my back. So yeah, those are some things that I wanted to post. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff I probably forgot too. So I would also like to thank the YouTube channel Headspace with spaces between the letters. And also the channel Sigmund Generous. They post, I think, twice weekly. And if you're into ambient, hypnagogic pop, um, anything from the early 2010s, mid 2010s, weirdo stuff that you can't find anywhere else on the internet, um, that channel's gonna most likely have some pretty dope stuff. So check out Sigmund Generous and Headspace, and of course all the other ones I've mentioned in the other videos that I really like. A lot of the ways I discover ambient is through either labels and see who's releasing on what label, and then just comb through the label catalog and just download things ad nauseum and go through it and see if it's worth anything, or check out these YouTube channels that I know that have good stuff and will continue to post good stuff. So um, there's a little bit of some advice if you want to like start getting into some of the more obscure side of ambient that isn't like Stars of the Lid, Tim Hecker, I don't know, uh, Cantu Ledesma, um, you know, Dead Texan, all that stuff. You know, if you want to go a little further beyond, then check out those labels and check out those YouTube channels. So moving forward, September. I don't know what I could do for September. I don't really want to do anything for September. um, I don't know what genres I could do. I mean, there's anything that starts with the letter S. Like skate punk September. Like I don't really want to do that. Definitely, Noisevember is happening. So November, I'm doing the same thing. Every day of November, I'll be posting a noise album, slash power electronic, slash like industrial. It's going to be a little bit more open, and I'll be doing a recap just like this, but for November. Probably 3 videos, um, maybe less, um, uh, recapping all the albums. So look forward to Noisevember, and then December, I'm thinking about doing a month of cold wave and minimal synth. Um, Basically, I'm just trying to pick months containing genres that I feel comfortable enough of knowing inside and out that I would post and be have some authority of knowing what I'm talking about. Because if you put me on like folk punk February, I would contribute nothing. So yeah, Noisevember 100% happening, and tentative maybe depending on how this goes, doing something for December. So for the last time, I'd like to thank all the YouTube channels for uploading this content. I'd like to thank the artists. I'd like to thank everyone who follows me on Twitter, who voted yes that I should do these videos. All my Twitter followers that don't even know this exists, shout out to you as well. And everyone who's watched this, everyone who's listened, to all my friends. Really means a lot that I can just discuss something of interest to me and know that it might be watched by someone. So it's good to have that kind of reprieve in your life when sometimes life can get you down. So hopefully, I can help in that department and put people onto some music and maybe help them get through some things, because life can be really hard sometimes, and I've been there. So thank you again for watching this, and I guess I will see everyone in November. So thank you so much.